A strange thing happens with important things, not unimportant things, important things. The book you want to write, the language you want to learn, the thesis you want to finish, the difficult conversation you know you need to have, the dream that keeps returning to your mind. For some reason, these things often sit untouched for weeks, months, sometimes years. Hello and welcome to a weekend episode of Daily English, where we try to grow in English and in life. Today, I want to talk about a question that sounds simple. Why do we postpone the things that matter most? Most people think they know the answer. They say, I'm lazy, I'm undisciplined, I'm bad at managing my time. But what if that's not the real reason? Think about something you've been postponing for a long time. Not a small task, something meaningful. Now ask yourself, if it truly didn't matter to you, would you spend so much time thinking about it? Probably not. In fact, many things are delayed not because they are unimportant, but because they carry emotional weight. A thesis is not just a thesis. It represents hopes, expectations, years of effort, fear of failure, fear of judgment. A difficult conversation is not just a conversation. It represents vulnerability, possible rejection, possible disappointment. The dream business is not just a business. It represents identity, possibility, and the risk that reality may not match imagination. And this is where something interesting happens. The more important something becomes psychologically, the more pressure it carries. And the more pressure it carries, the harder it becomes to approach. Not because the task itself is difficult, because it becomes emotionally loaded. This is why people can answer 10 emails, wash dishes, clean the apartment, and complete dozens of small responsibilities, while avoiding the one thing that matters most. The problem is not effort. The problem is emotional pressure. And here's the practical part. Most people try to solve this by increasing motivation, but that often doesn't work. Instead, try reducing significance. Not permanently, just temporarily. Stop treating the task like a life-defining event. Instead of, I have to write an amazing thesis, try, I'm going to write one paragraph. Instead of, this conversation will determine everything, try, I'm going to send one message. Instead of, I need to transform my life, try, I'm going to take one small step. Because pressure shrinks when the scale shrinks. To shrink means to decrease, by the way. And often, the thing we need most is not more courage. It is less psychological weight, less psychological pressure. So this week, let's think about something important you've been postponing. Then ask yourself, what if this mattered a little less for the next 10 minutes? Not forever, just long enough to begin. Because sometimes the biggest obstacle is not the task itself. It is the meaning we have attached to it. And perhaps progress begins the moment we stop treating every important step as a final judgment on our worth. Thank you for being here today. Take care and see you tomorrow.